I don't think they're ready for this. This is different. A LA Ram podcast, not based in California, but based in Florida? Come on now. You know I had to do it. Ram Nation, stand up. It's Ramley Talk from the Playmakers Bar podcast, hosted by Darnell, the Playmaker, Sallins. Let's talk Rams football.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight? You know who it is. It's your boy Darnell, the Playmaker Insider. And you see right there on the screen that we talking NFL schedule. We talking the Rams with the season out here right now. I will be having a guest with me who will be joining me shortly. But let's just go ahead and get right into it, shall we? Let me go ahead and do this real quick. As you know, the schedule is out. The Rams, Super Bowl champions, has the toughest schedule to date on today. We currently have 5 division champions that we have to go up against, 8 playoff teams within that. That includes the Buffalo Bills, who won the AFC East, the Dallas Cowboys, who won the NFC East, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who won the NFC South, Kansas City Chiefs, the AFC West, and the Green Bay Packers, who won the NFC North. And then, you know, Arizona made the playoffs. San Francisco made the playoffs, so we'll be seeing them twice this year. And the Las Vegas Raiders made the playoffs. So 5 division champions, 8 playoff teams in the schedule, hardest schedule in the league, with Cardinals being second on that list with the second hardest schedule, and the San Francisco 49ers tied for 5th. With the Kansas City Chiefs, that's the 5th hardest schedule. So the NFC West has it out for them. And by the way, speaking of the NFC West, we have the AFC West on our schedule this season. We have the NFC South on our schedule, so that should be a fun one. We get to play on Christmas Day. We'll open up the season. We have 5 primetime games, along with 12 other teams who have 5 primetime games. We have 2 Monday night games, 2 Thursday night games, and 1 Sunday night game. The Sunday night game is interesting though, but I'll get to that in a minute and whatnot. But this is going to be something to watch, something interesting to see how this season is going. Because there's a lot of things that have changed in this season, a lot of things going on in this season for the Rams to try to repeat and get to Arizona for Super Bowl 57. Now, we all know that it's been a pretty long time since you've seen back-to-back champions. That would be New England Patriots back in 04 or 05, I want to say, or 05 or 6, one of them 2 years. So it's been a long time since we had back-to-back champions, and it'll be nice for the Rams to do it. Not for one, you did it in your own stadium, and 2, you get to do it in the division rival stadium. So that's something to watch out for, something to see. But hey, it is what it is. But now, as we get started here, let me adjust this real quick. As I look at it, let's bring up the schedule, sorry. And I want y'all to see this. That's your schedule right there. Most everybody already seen it because it came out yesterday. Everybody was talking about how they're going to do it. But look at that schedule. Kicking off with the Buffalo Bills at home. Then the Falcons come to us the week after. We had the Arizona, then San Fran for 2 divisional games back to back. Dallas comes to town, followed by the Panthers. Bye week in week 7. Interesting bye week. That's an interesting bye week in week 7. Then we got San Fran. By the way, the first San Fran game, the week 4, that was on Monday Night Football. Then we got San Fran after the bye week. We go to Tampa, rematch of the division round playoffs. For those of you who remember that game, I'm pretty sure when my guest gets there, we'll get into that a little bit more. We have the Cardinals coming to us after the Tampa game, after we go to Tampa. Then we head down to New Orleans, a new look New Orleans. That should be an interesting one to watch and pay attention to because, you know, all our battles with that team when they Drew Brees was the quarterback, and then our battles with Jimmy Winston when he was the Bucs quarterback. So that'd be something interesting to watch. And Sean Payton's no longer the coach in New Orleans, so looking forward to that game. And then we talking that's week 11. Then week 12, we head to Arrowhead Stadium. This is a matchup a lot of people have been waiting for ever since that very classic, high-scoring Monday Night Football game. I believe it was the third highest-scoring Monday Night Football game ever. And going to Arrowhead, I don't even remember the last time. The Rams went to Arrowhead. I have to look that up. The last time the Rams went to Arrowhead, but that's a game a lot of people's looking forward to. Then be home to Seattle before a stretch that. Before the show is over, I'm gonna get into because this is the stretch I am so looking at. The Vegas Raiders at home Thursday night, at Green Bay Monday night, Broncos on Christmas Day. Oh, well, we're the away team, but we're playing the Chargers at SoFi on Sunday night, and we finish off with the Seattle Seahawks. So very, very interesting schedule that we have here, and I do like that stretch is interesting. Thursday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night, Christmas Day, and Sunday night. That's an interesting stretch. But I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. But now I want to get into this bye week in week 7. Last year we didn't have our bye week to I want to say week 11 because I think week 12 we had to go to Green Bay. We had to go to Green Bay. And that was part of a stretch when we had our worthless time. We lost to the Tennessee Titans on Sunday Night Football. Then we lost to the San Francisco 49ers on the Monday Night Football. Had our bye week. Lost at Green Bay. That was the worst stress, but they found a way to get it together, and we saw the end result. Super Bowl title in L.A., where it's supposed to be. Now, this year, our bye week is going to be week 7. So we get through the first 6 weeks, have a bye week, and then you talking 8 through 18. That is 11 games, I want to say. 11 games in a row before the postseason. That is a tall task for the Rams. See, last year, like I said, our bye was in week 11, so you actually split the season in half for us because you played your first 10 games, and then you finished off with 7 games. Now they flipped it somewhat. So they flipped it the other way. You get a little bit going in the first half, cut it off, and then you got to finish off with 11 straight games. We shall see how that goes because that's a lot of games. And you talking 1, 2 at Tampa, at New Orleans, at Kansas, at Green Bay, at Seattle. You're talking 5 road games in that 11-game stretch after the bye week. It's not 8 because we're playing the Chargers, and that's both our home. So that's not really a road game. Somebody had to be the road team, so they chose us. They could have chose the Chargers, but it is what it is. Now, as my guest should be coming on shortly, and shout out to my brother James Terrell, checking in on you, brother. Appreciate you, bro. Now, let's look at it. We talking opening night kickoff game. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills coming to SoFi Stadium to take on the reigning Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. A rematch from 2 seasons ago in week 3 when the Rams took the trip to Buffalo and left Buffalo with a 3-point loss. I want to say it was 31-28, I believe, when we came back from 25 down, took the lead, and Josh Allen, and I want to say, was it Kevin Knox or Dawson? One of the two scored the game-winning touchdown for Buffalo. So that was 2 years ago when Josh Allen was still coming onto the scene, and the Rams, we still had Jared Goff at quarterback. Now, Josh Allen is on the team that are favorites to come out of the AFC West along with the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Rams are obviously the reigning Super Bowl champions. So now, Thursday, September 8th, 8:20, NBC. How does this go? Oh, by the way, Von Miller is coming back to SoFi Stadium. Let's not forget about Mr. Von Miller, who helped us get to that championship, being on the other side of Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd, solidifying the other edge. He's returning. He's going to get his ring as well. The Rams going to get their ring. The banner's going to go up. We all know how this goes. It's going to be an emotional moment before the game. You see a banner hung up at SoFi Stadium in the Super Bowl rings. Who I was told that Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jalen Ramsey all helped custom make. By the way, speaking of OBJ, if we're going to sign him, can we go ahead and sign him? Because we might as well go ahead and get it out the way while we just doing it. Okay? Now back to this game. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, who received a contract extension, much deserved. Okay. Still got questions at running back. You bring in Von Miller to a already good defense of Buffalo anyway. But, they had their problems in the playoffs with the Kansas City Chiefs landing Chiefs score in 13 seconds. So I'm pretty sure they want to rectify that out the gate when you're going to be the Super Bowl champions. And then you got, we still got Matthew Stafford, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp. Added Adam Robinson to the receiving core. Traded Robert Woods to Tennessee. Added Bobby Wagner to the middle of the defense at linebacker, which is a very good signing that I love. I don't have to worry about him hitting us anymore. He can go hit everybody else now, which is good. I'm down for that. I'm good with that. This is going to be interesting to see how this goes. Sean McDermott versus Sean McVay. Sean McDermott's a defensive-minded coach. Sean McVay always is an offensive-minded coach. And the genius at it. We got a lot of weeks. We got some months to prepare for this. Now, I don't know how this is going to go because, we still got training camp. We still got OTAs, preseason, all this other stuff that we got to get through before we get to opening night. But I'm looking forward to this game like everybody else. The entire nation, the whole world is looking forward to this game. Because like I said, the Bills are one of the favorites to come out of the AFC, along with the Kansas City Chiefs. People are actually picking the Bills to come out of the AFC over the Kansas City Chiefs. Because what happened with Kansas City losing Tyreek Hill, who's at receiver, stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting to see, and we're going to monitor some things, see how that goes. So that's the kickoff game. Then we look back at the schedule. Week 2, the Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to my sister Yolanda Williams. Big Falcons fan. ATL, second home for me. But Atlanta, y'all going to get this work. Marcus Mariota, that's cool and whatnot. Y'all drafted Desmond Ridder, but he's not going to be ready. To be honest, as his face fast, he's not going to be ready. Then, we can go 1-1, 2-0 to start the season because we're going to beat Atlanta. Buffalo's a toss-up. We'll just see how that goes. Okay. Oh, sorry. And then we go to week 3 at the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of time for Arizona Cardinals right now. Kyler Murray didn't want to be there. Wasn't trying to be there. Wanted to leave. Was feeling some type of way. DeAndre Hopkins, he gets busted with PED use, which he didn't know about. So he's suspended for 6 games, which means he's missing this game. They don't have Chase Edmonds no more. He took his talents down to South Beach in Miami. Cardinals most likely are going to lose this game. So we're going to call it 3-0. 3-0 because I don't think the Rams are going to lose the opener. Tough game, down to the wire type game, we beat Buffalo. So 3-0 right now. I'm going 3-0. And then week 4, Monday Night Football. Oh, hold on. My boy is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Ladies and gentlemen, let me drop this down real quick. Bringing you to Ramley Talk yet again. Please welcome the judge man himself, Jonathan Mathis. What's going on, bud?
Hey, what's going on, Playmaker? It's delighted to be on as always. How you doing today? I've enjoyed my day today, and now I'm about to have even more fun because now I'm jumping on to have a sports conversation with you. What's going on, man?
And nothing much, man. Just getting into the conversation talk. I already talked about the opener, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you get in on the opener with the Buffalo Bills coming in.
You know what? That's a competitive matchup. We all know how great of a team the Buffalo Bills are, right? They're this offensive powerhouse. We all saw that last season. They definitely have offensive firepower. So I can see both of these teams matching up really well because both of them are going to throw haymakers, right? You're going to have on one side of the field, you're going to have Matthew Stafford doing his thing, and on the other side of the field, you're gonna have old boy leading Buffalo doing his things, Josh Allen. So it should be a fun matchup, and that matchup happens to be here in Inglewood, which makes it all that much more exciting because then you have all the stars coming out to watch what should be a very competitive football game.
A lot of people's calling this a Super Bowl preview. Do you feel that way?
I can see it being a Super Bowl preview because, look, the Rams are poised to run it back. They have all the pieces in place to make that happen, and a return to the Super Bowl seems very feasible. For the Buffalo Bills, they fell short last year because of a coin toss, sadly. That ended their season. Didn't have a chance. Josh Allen didn't have a chance to get the ball back in overtime. And we could really be sitting here arguing today, about Buffalo possibly being the Super Bowl favorite, which they looked like they were a year ago. So I can see this being a preview of the Super Bowl, very much so.
Okay, Von Miller's coming back. He's going to get his ring along with everybody else on the Rams, but he's on the other side this time.
Yeah, it's going to be an emotional night for him, an emotional game, to say the least. He's going to be on the other side of the field. He knows how those guys play over there. He can give his new teammates some of that inside information about the Rams. It should be an intriguing matchup to see how Von Miller, performs against his former team. And, he's gonna try everything he can to throw the kitchen sink at Matthew Stafford and that offense. But Von Miller is a step slower now. He's not the same, dominant linebacker that he used to be, that shutdown linebacker that he once was. I think what I'm more anxious to see is the matchup between him and Bobby Wagner. Now, I think that makes for an epic showdown.
That's a good point. Now, as you see, I got the schedule right here. The Falcons are next. I see us beating the Falcons. That's no problem. I'm sorry to my sister, Yolanda, who's a big Falcons fan, but I don't see the Falcons competing in that game. We had Arizona. The fact that Kyler Murray went through what he did do, and they're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins. They lost Christian Kirk to Jacksonville. I see us winning that game. So I possibly got us at 3-0 right now because I don't think we're losing the opening night. I think we pulled that off. Probably with a Matt Gay field goal at the end.
Yeah, the first game on the schedule is going to be the tough one for the Rams. It's going to be a game where they have to fill things out first because, you're just getting into a rhythm. You're starting the season. I expect that game to be close. The Falcons game, I'm not so sure. I have my ifs, ands about that game. But I think when it's all said and done, the Rams blow out the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are ready to compete at such a high level. I don't know what their season holds. So I think the Rams will breeze through that one. Week 3, it should be a cakewalk. Your Kyler Murray's not happy with his current situation. Like you said, DeAndre Hopkins won't be around because due to that suspension. So Yeah, the Rams should easily come away 3-0. They should be 3-0 by week 3. The 49ers, that's an interesting one. That's a Monday Night Football game. That's on national TV. The 49ers are interesting within themselves, though, because look.
Will Debo be with the 49ers?
And that's the thing I'm getting at. Will Debo be with the 49ers? Now, from my understanding, I'm hearing that he's going to return, that he's willing to reconcile his differences and work things out with that organization, that they have come to some kind of agreement. I don't know how true that is. I don't know where they stand. I don't know his status. I think that remains unknown, but that's what I've been hearing. If you follow league circles, but I don't know. I don't know. That remains to be seen. Week 5 looks fun to me.
Damn Cowboys. Damn Cowboys.
I
hope Bearman's listening in. We're kicking y'all behind again.
Yeah, I can see the Rams coming away with that one. It won't be easy because look, the Cowboys do have a pretty solid defense. You know, the problem with them last season, we all know the problem with them, Playmaker, is that they couldn't take care of the damn football. They have ball security issues, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's a team that's ill-prepared and a team that lacks defense. Not lack defense, but lacks discipline.
Yeah, but Bearman, Ashley, Tyler Butler, all my Cowboy fans, y'all taking that L. I hope y'all know that. Carolina, is there really anything to talk about with Carolina? Carolina don't even know who they want to be at quarterback.
Yeah, their quarterback situation is in the air right now. I don't think they know who to put at the starting quarterback. So that remains to be seen. Actually, I can see the Rams going undefeated all the way into week 6.
So we talking 6-0 going into a bye week.
6-0 going into a bye week.
Which is week 7. How you feel about that bye week being in week 7?
I can see week 8 being the game that they lose, though.
Week 8, okay. But how you feel about that bye week being at week 7 this year compared to being week 11 last year?
You know what? I feel it's better early than late. Because, you know, hey, what if the Rams drop a few games and they have to find themselves again? You know, week 11, it's closer to getting to the playoff. And, you know, sometimes a bye week can throw your rhythm off. You know, it could change, you know, the way you perform on the football field. But last season, it didn't really affect the Rams much. But I'm more of a guy who likes the bye week earlier than later.
Okay. And then, as you alluded to, when we come out the bye week, is round 2 with the San Francisco 49ers. This time is at SoFi Stadium. So you're saying we're going to split with the 49ers?
I could see that happening because sometimes when you come out off of a bye week, you're a little rusty. You know, you haven't played football. I know you've been practicing and you've still been doing your workouts and everything. But sometimes that game coming out of a bye week is a trap game, believe it or not. And so I can see, you know, the Rams losing to the 49ers, and it's humanly impossible. Well, not in a 16-game season, but hey, I mean, you never know, Playmaker. Sometimes it's humanly impossible to win every game on your schedule, and it's not.
The funny thing is, if we split with the 49ers, that's actually better than the last 3 seasons that we had against the 49ers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and then from the 49ers, we heading back to South Florida. Divisional round rematch with the GOATs.
I think this is a team that you could beat. The Rams have Tom Brady's coming back, and the Rams have done a good job putting pressure on Tom Brady every time they faced him. So I don't see why they can beat the Buccaneers once again. I mean, it's not going to be a blowout.
We are 3-0 against Tom Brady since he came to Tampa.
Exactly. So there you go. There you go. And every time you put pressure on him, when you have a guy like Aaron Donald and now you add Bobby Wagner to that defense, it's going to be a long, long day for Tom Brady. Actually, I feel sorry for Tom Brady in week 9, playing against a very good Rams defensive front.
From there, we head back home, and we got the Arizona Cardinals for round 2. DeAndre Hopkins will be back at this time.
If their quarterback situation is up in the air and we don't really know what Kyler Murray's status look like, the Cardinals could easily drop 2 games to the Rams.
So right now, where we at? That was week 10. So we looking at 7-1 right now.
Yep.
Losing to San Francisco off the bye week.
Yep.
7-1 right now, ladies and gentlemen. Then we head to the Big Easy. As news dropped today that Jarvis Landry is joining the New Orleans Saints. So that'll be Michael Thomas, Chris Olave from Ohio State, and Jarvis Landry, along with Jameis Winston and Alvin Kamara. Now, I said it earlier, but Sean Payton is not at the helm no more. That would be Dennis Allen.
Right.
So how do we feel?
Well, Jarvis Landry went down there for that good old gumbo and that good Cajun food down there in New Orleans. But no, he's joining a good wide receiver corps. It's a bottomless wide receiver corps. But who's their quarterback? And like you said, Sean Payton's not down there anymore. We saw last year the Saints struggle. They struggled. Didn't they struggle more defensively rather than offensively, or they struggled?
They struggled more offensively when Jameis Winston went down.
Yeah, they struggled more offensively once Jameis Winston went down. So, I mean, I could see the Rams escaping in New Orleans and winning this one possibly too. I think the Rams are just too strong and potent of an offense and, stifling defensively that they could pretty much win most of these games on their schedule.
All right, that's 9-1. And then we heading down to one of the loudest stadiums in the entire league. Dealing with that man that is known as Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and a new look Kansas City offense.
The loud noise down in Arrowhead won't faze the Rams too much. The Rams are pretty good playing anywhere. It's not where you play, it's how you play. So I'm not worried about the crowd noise down there and the decibel level and all that. That's not a concern. The Rams will, play their game no matter what. But this won't be an easy win. The Chiefs are a very, very good team. I don't know how they will be looking defensively. We saw last year, towards the second half of the season, their defense was the big part as to why they got where they got to last season. Their defense has started bailing them out at big moments. It was the offense that was more suspect last year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Interestingly enough, Patrick Mahomes struggled from time to time. Didn't look like the flawless quarterback that we saw early in his career, and struggled to get it going offensively. So the defense was a huge factor for them. I don't know. I'm going to ride with the Rams in this one too.
I'm going to take Kansas City. I think that's our second loss.
Think so?
You have to remember. You have to remember, this is how I see it. Leading up to that week, what they already going to talk about. That Monday Night Football game when we escaped that one.
Right.
That's going to add a fuel to the fire for Kansas City. Like, yo, y'all did escape, but there's no way y'all should have won that game. And now y'all in our building now. So now we get to return the favor. So I'm going to say Kansas City going to get that one. So right now, that's the second loss on the schedule. And then we get our first matchup with the Seattle Seahawks at home and football. Shout out to my nephew Marcus Ebb. He already know what's coming his way. I hope Seahawks Nation know what's coming their way for this season because it's going to be an ugly season.
They should know what to expect. They should know that this team is not looking to contend this year, that they are clearly in the rebuild. I see the Rams taking care of business versus Seattle. I think that's actually a pretty easy win for them on their schedule.
And then
no Russell Wilson anymore. No Bobby Wagner. It's a new look team.
And then we get to the stretch that I am most interested of in this whole Tigers schedule.
Same.
First off, Thursday night, week 14, at home. Here come the Raiders. Derek Carr, his best friend back with him, and Devontae Adams. They still got Josh Jacobs. They still got Dan Roland at tight end. A new head coach in Josh McDaniels, which should help that offense. And their defense is still intact, if I remember correctly.
Their defense is actually loaded. You still have Maxie Crosby. You got playmakers on that defense. I think this is where they actually lose Playmaker.
The Raiders.
I think the Raiders can get them. And you just pretty much laid it all out there as to why this seems like a victory for the Raiders because of the weapons they have. Look, let's realize that their quarterback, Derek Carr, is not a bad quarterback at all. He's actually unvalued, unappreciated. He doesn't get the love and the recognition from around the league. He's a better quarterback than what people, say he is. And then you still have Josh Jacobs. This Raiders team won't be a pushover. This Raiders team is a team that people need to start taking seriously. I remember for years when they were a laughingstock. They got a new coach. They got an offensive-minded coach now in Josh McDaniels. I think this is an interesting matchup, and I think this is one that the Raiders could win. And I'm going to say it's going to be a close score. I say the Raiders might win this game by a field goal.
He said he has the Raiders walking the SoFi Stadium beating around. So that's 3 losses on the schedule right there. Then we go for Monday night. And by the way, Jalen Ramsey got to deal with Devontae Adams yet again. And speaking of Devontae Adams, we go from the Raiders. We got to go back to Lambeau Field for Monday Night Football. And for everybody who knows the Rams and keeps up with the Rams, that is the one place we have the most trouble at is Lambeau Field. And we talking December 19th, Monday Night Football.
It's going to be cold. The weather forecast usually that time of year is chilly in Green Bay. And I say chilly because you haven't really felt the coldness yet, I'm guessing, until about January or February when it gets really, really cold down in Lambeau. And, I'm a California boy, so, I'm so used to the warm weather. But, yeah, Lambeau's a tough place to play. The Rams haven't had much success there. It's not going to be easy trying to win a game down there, especially playing against Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. So, it's Aaron freaking Rodgers. What more can I say? I understand that he's a drama queen, but he's going to do what he does best, and he's going to heave balls down the field and make sure those balls are perfectly placed that his receivers can come down with those catches. I don't know where I stand with this one, Playmaker. This is tough. Like you said, you look at the history, and the Rams haven't had much success down there. That's a tough one right there. But I'm going to give the slight edge to the Rams. You got to remember, too, the Rams love primetime. They love playing primetime football. And they have had success in primetime games, and that's a Monday night game. Just saying, just throwing it out there.
That's a very excellent point because when we played Tampa, a lot of people didn't think Jared Goff was going to have the game that he played against Tom Brady down there in Tampa. And then last year, Thursday Night Football up in Seattle, we know how that usually go for us. That usually never bodes well for us going up there for a primetime game.
Right.
They got over that hump. All right. So I feel pretty good with what you're saying. Monday night may be the difference for us finally getting over Green Bay in that damn stadium.
Absolutely.
And after we go to Green Bay, check this out. Christmas Day.
Uh-oh. And that game's on Nickelodeon, too. I might watch it with my daughter over there.
Denver Broncos coming to SoFi Stadium to take on the Rams on a special Christmas Day. CBS, Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We get to see some slime. We actually get to see Nate Burleson call the game if you're watching on Nickelodeon. I love Nate Burleson.
I love Nate Burleson too. He does an excellent job, not only with sports, but the CBS Morning News as well. He's just an amazing cat.
And on the other side, we had Jim Nance and Tony Romo calling the game.
Hey, they're a good tandem too. They work great together as well.
So Wilson, he left Seattle, but he still got to come back to LA.
Yeah, he still got to come back to LA, as we see right here. I mean, a lot of people said a year ago that the Broncos were only a quarterback away from being an actual contender. They still have a fairly good defense. They got a veteran quarterback now. I still like the Rams to win this one, though.
Oh yeah, the Rams better win on Christmas. Goddammit.
Yeah,
that will pay me back for losing on my birthday against the damn Titans last year. So yes, they better win that damn game on Christmas. Goddammit. I don't think you know how pissed I was. So pissed. My sister and them. I ain't want to go out with my sister and them to celebrate my birthday. That's how pissed I was when I watched that game. I was like, this is not some bull. But that's that. And then week 17. You want to take week 17? Because this is
week 17. The Rams are at the Chargers. It's going to feel like a neutral site because they're still at home. It's going to feel like a home game, really, to be honest with you, because it's still in the same stadium. It's like the Lakers versus the Clippers. You're just walking down the hallway when you go into the locker room, really. I like the Rams to win this one. I think the Rams fans will take it over the Chargers. They don't really have many fans out here. They couldn't even sell out a soccer stadium over in Carson. I gotta go with the Rams here, and I know the Chargers have a great edge rusher in Joey Bosa. I know they have an up and coming star at the quarterback position in Justin Herbert, and Justin Herbert, is gonna be a superstar in this league. He already has the intangibles of a franchise quarterback. There's no denying that. I think they have a great defensive coordinator. Their coach, Brandon Staley, who used to be the Rams defensive coordinator. So, he knows the Rams really well. He could scheme really well. He can, find a way to throw off this team's balance, I think. But I think the Rams are still too powerful. They have too much firepower. I think the Rams win by a field goal.
Sunday night football.
Or by a touchdown.
Sunday night football. All eyes on LA. I'm just like, you know what?
It's a tough one. It really
Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, along with Dorian James in the backfield as well.
Yeah.
I love Justin Herbert. Oh, I love Justin Herbert. Oh, I just absolutely love.
Hey, Justin Herbert, he could play.
Them keeping Mike Williams was a big thing for them. So Chargers might take it because they little brother. You know how the Clippers every time they see the lake, you see how they play.
Yeah, they play with greater intensity. They play harder.
I can see the Chargers doing the same thing.
Yeah,
and it's late in the season too, so we talking playoff positioning is on the stake here for most likely the Chargers in that division.
Right, and you got to remember too, it's the battle for LA. So two of these teams are also battling for bragging rights as well.
Well, as of right now, Rams control that one by a mile.
Oh yeah, definitely, and they're going to continue to control it. For one, the Chargers were better off staying in San Diego. They don't really get love out here because, for one, there's more Raiders fans and Rams fans out here than there are Chargers fans. And who do the Raiders play constantly in that division? The Chargers. So the Chargers don't get any love out here. They got more love in San Diego where they should have stayed.
So I can see the Chargers feeling some type of. I see the Chargers being the Clippers and trying to making a statement like, "Yo,
Yeah,
we here, and then we finish the season at the Pacific Northwest at Seattle, and we might lose that one. We might lose that one on the whim of we already got everything we need covered.
Well, yeah, if you decide to sit out players and rest them up, if you already pretty much clinched a playoff berth, why play your players and risk injury? So, yeah, you could lose that one in week 18.
So I think that puts us at 12-5 yet again.
Yeah, but I still think by the time it's all said and done, the Rams will come out on top in the division.
Oh, yeah. The Cardinals got the second hardest schedule right behind us, and the San Francisco 49ers is the top of the fifth hardest schedule. So they ain't got no cupcakes. They don't got no cupcake schedule either. So
right.
So while we beating up on each other, they facing the same teams that we got to face most of the time anyway. So
right.
I like it. 12-5 on the year. Now, here's my thing when it comes to this stretch, though. We talking Thursday night with the Raiders, Monday night with the Packers, Christmas Day against the Broncos, Sunday night against the Chargers. That's one hell of a stretch.
A lot of primetime games, too. A chance for you to manifest your greatness, your true greatness in front of, a national audience. That's a brutal stretch, actually, when you look at that.
I'm looking at that's just like, damn. Thursday night, Monday night, Christmas.
Short weeks too, right? Yes, short weeks.
So I was fascinated by it. I don't remember a time when I don't even remember when Cowboys had a stretch like that. When they did just straight prime time and special games like that. Like, good gracious.
Yeah.
And we know Cowboys are America's team.
Schedule right there. Very hectic schedule. But if there's one team that can endure a schedule that tedious and that trying and challenging, it's the Rams.
All right, so give me your top 3 games from this schedule that you're looking forward to the most.
Well, it would be the kickoff game against Buffalo, because I like both of these teams' high-flying offenses. I think you'll see a lot of fireworks in that matchup. Both of these teams will throw haymakers at each other. And then we see the 49ers play the Rams all the time. That's every year. That's nothing new. Right? And I think my other game is the Thursday night game in week 14 when they play the Raiders. That's the one where I think they can come out, without a win. I think the Raiders can escape and pull off the stunner against the Rams. And then I'm interested to see how well they fare in Green Bay at Lambeau Field against the Packers. So those are my 3.
Those are good 3. Buffalo, Raiders, and Packers. So, yeah. Good quality opponents.
Yes, sir.
And me, it's that stretch, because we just talked about. I'm fascinated with that stretch. 3 primetime games and the Christmas game, all right behind each other.
All right behind
something interesting. That is something interesting for me to watch. Plus, you're talking about, like I said, the Chargers gonna have that Clipper chip on their shoulder when that game comes, and it's primetime game at that one too.
Yeah, that's a primetime game. That's a Sunday night game.
So, all right. I got one question for you before we get out of here. We have 5 divisional opponents right now, okay?
Yeah.
So for these 5, we talking Bills, Cowboys, Bucks, Chiefs, and Packers. 3 of them is on the road, which is at the Bucks, at the Chiefs, and at the Packers.
Yep.
Bills and Cowboys come to us. Those games right there are stepping stones. But I'm gonna focus on the 3 road games. How how you see the Rams doing that, going at Tampa, at Kansas City, and at Green Bay?
I mean, it won't be easy, that's for sure. It's never easy grinding out a victory on the road. But like I said, if there's one team that can do it, it's the Rams. The Rams play really good in primetime games, like I said earlier. So that Monday night game is one that's, to me, they can come away with against the Green Bay Packers. I know they haven't had much success there, but things do change and nothing stays the same all the time. And eventually, you find a way to win the ball game. So this year, I'm optimistic that they can do well in Green Bay. The Kansas City Chiefs, remember last year their offense was shaky, erratic. A lot of people figured out how to neutralize and slow down Patrick Mahomes. And I mean, when you look at the Rams defensive front, particularly, they could put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes and chase him down for much of the night to make it very difficult for him to make plays and, get his receivers involved in the game, So, I mean, it won't be easy, but I think they'll do all right on the road. And we all know how well they have performed against Tom Brady, making life fairly difficult for him. And they have been successful every time they played Tom Brady's Buccaneers. So I don't see the difference there. I think the Rams will be just fine. These won't be easy games, but they'll come away with, I think, 2 of them at least.
All right. Hey, that's our schedule. Our path to Arizona is right in front of you. I like our chance to win the division, go in the playoffs, see how the seeding works out. We could be in Arizona to repeat, which would be quite lovely to win the first one in our building and go to the divisional rivals building and win another one. Works for me. Works for you?
That works for me.
All right. So that's all I got for y'all today. I'm thankful. But before we get out of here, go ahead, Jonathan, let the people know how can they get to you.
Yes, so what's up, everyone? You guys can find me on Instagram, SportsJudge85. Where you guys can really find me is on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. It's my first name, Jonathan, my last name, Mathis, but I am known as the Sports Judge. Look me up on YouTube. I'm a cartoon character with a blue, coloring behind me. You won't miss me. You can find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel, please like and subscribe to it. You guys can also hit me up on Facebook. I have my own fan page. It's called The Sports Judge. Give that a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like button and check out some content and my commentary on there. And you guys can also follow me on Twitter, SportsJudge85.
All right. For everybody that is in LA, represents LA, that man covers LA all over. I'm talking Dodgers, I'm talking Kings, I'm talking Lakers. He covers it all in LA. So, me, I just cover the Rams because that's the only team I care about. Well,
hey,
I ain't no team I care about in LA.
I try to cover as much as I can.
I like the Angels, but the Angels they disappoint me too much.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really, when you look at the makeup of that roster, because what has been their Achilles heel for a very long time is their pitching. They don't have the best pitching department in baseball, and they have failed miserably to build around Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. And that has to be very frustrating, not only for a fan, but for those 2 players particularly.
So, all right. So, y'all know me, the Playmaker. Y'all heard me do Ramblin' Talk. Can't wait. Right now, we're on season 3. I think I'm on episode 4 right now for season 3. It's been fun. Can't wait to get to this preseason and then the regular season game to really get into my bag for the Rams. Y'all can catch me tomorrow. And Jonathan, if you're free tomorrow, you can join me and Bearman if you want to, because we're going to talk about the entire schedule for the NFL, by the way. Tomorrow, me and Bearman, right here around about 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That should be fun. Me and Bearman going to go through the entire NFL schedule because he did his Cowboys. I'm just doing my Rams now, so we got the rest of the NFL to talk about. That should be fun. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, y'all already know. So that's my man, the sports judge, Jonathan Mathis, right there. I'm the Playmaker, and we are signing out for this episode of Ramley Talk. Deuces.
Take care.